Hey guys, what is up? It is Dalton here.
And I'm Tyler.
And welcome to Video Game Finds number 73. And now this time, we've got a lot of good garage sale stuff, guys. It's really cool. Pretty good amount of stuff here, guys. And it was a really good find. I definitely think this was probably one of our best garage sale pickups of the year, if not, ever since we started collecting games and stuff. But before we begin, you're probably already noticing that the quality of the video is much more advanced than the previous ones that you've been watching. That is because I ordered a new camcorder, and I do now have a Canon HF, Vixia HF R600, something like that. Very high def quality, handy camcorder, very cool. I think this model came out just last year. I purchased it off of eBay for $162 after shipping, and it is currently still selling in Best Buy. Not on sale, or on sale it's $250, but regular price is like $300. So it's a pretty pricey camera, but I got it for about half of what it usually goes for. So it's definitely going to help quality, give better quality for the videos, so you guys can see the stuff that we show a little better. And I felt it just gives us a better chance to show the background a little better too, because the old camera wouldn't pick that up with lighting too well and stuff like that. I do enjoy that camera. I will use that for other things, but this will be the main camera now. So hopefully you guys can enjoy the quality a little bit better and see the stuff as crystal clear as possible, and see the good quality and detail in each thing that we show you. So anyways, without further ado, let's get started. Now the first thing we're going to talk about, we can't really physically show it because there's no physical hard copies of these games, but we purchased a few games on PSN for our PlayStation 4, and we ended up paying $46 for these games, and there's some pretty good fun ones. We're going to mention them off to you. I don't remember off the top of my head which ones we purchased first or whatever, but Tyler can probably help me name off the ones that we did purchase. But I can remember we got The Crew, Need for Speed Rivals, Mega Man Legacy Collection, which is really cool. It's just the first 6 NES Mega Mans redone, kind of. They still have the NES quality and everything, but they added new challenges and stuff to the games. What else was there? There was what other games were there?
The last one was 1886.
Oh, the Order 1886 was the other one. So $46 for all those games, guys. It was a pretty good deal. There was like a sale that they did just the beginning of this week, and it was only going through till Tuesday. So we decided to buy some games. They're not physical copies, but they're still there, so we can play them, and it's really cool. So anyways, thought I'd mention that before we get into the actual physical stuff that you guys can see. So anyways, let's get into it. Alright, I ordered these off of eBay at the beginning of the week. There's 2 NES games here, very good games. Well, they're decent, I guess you could say. They're not like high-end priced games, but they're still pretty fun to play. I didn't have either of these, and these both came from the same seller, and they both were individually listed, but I won both of them, and then they just did a combined shipping at the end. And in the end, it cost me $10.25 for these two. One of them I had a while ago, and I sold it off like an idiot. I don't know why I sold it, just because it wasn't fun enough to play, I guess, at the time. I did that with a lot of my games, and it was really bad, but I got it again, and then the other one I've never had before, and I've never come across it before. So the first one here is Magic Darts. Very clean copy, very nice label, very cool. I was happy to get that again just because I hadn't seen it in a while, and I did have it before, but I got rid of it, like I said, but now I have it again, so very cool. And then the other one here, which is a really good one to have, and that is Q*bert. Very cool game. Very fun puzzle game. It is missing the sticker on the back, so I will just be swapping the backs out. But it's not that bad. It's a pretty good front label and everything, so definitely awesome to get that for the collection. So both of those, I guess you could say $5 a piece, or 4 and 6, whatever you want to say. $10.25 for the two. You can't go wrong. So very cool. Alright, and then all the rest of this stuff is from one stop at Goodwill and garage sales. Now the Goodwill stop was at the end of the day before or after all the garage sale stuff, but we're going to show that stuff first. Tyler's going to go ahead and show that, just because then we can do all the garage sale stuff in order, and then we can show you the big bundle that we got at the end of the day. So anyways, Tyler will go ahead and start off with these. And I think there is 7 games.
Yes.
7 PS1 games. I'll tell you what the prices were, or just the what we paid at the end. And but Tyler, go ahead and explain each one of these.
Alright, so unfortunately this one does not have the disc.
Well, there was 2 games, so I'll just go ahead and explain this real quick. There's 2 games in here that didn't have the game discs, but the other 5 did. But they gave us a discount for the empty cases, I guess, if you will. They should have been just given to us for free. That's what I kind of felt like, but they still sold them anyway. But I wasn't going to let them just throw them away because these are too hard of games to really just come by every day that they can just throw away. So, anyways, go on.
So the first one here is Bomberman World.
And it's a very nice case. The manual looks great. It's just unfortunate that the disc was not in there. But very, very clean case. I mean, it's crispy mint. Very, very nice shape. So hopefully I can, pick up a disc only somewhere and, complete that. So that'd be pretty cool.
This one was really exciting to be in here. I did not know this one would be going for this much. I think it goes for around $40-$45 on eBay. That's Resident Evil Director's Cut with the bonus disc.
The game's not in there, but the bonus disc is. So if I can just find a regular black label, disc only somewhere, then I can complete it. I think I have the regular 1-disc version of that, but the bonus disc one, like Tyler was saying, is a lot harder to find, and it's definitely a special, piece to find because it was only out for a limited production run. So very, very cool. Now the rest of these are the ones that have all the games and are in complete and pretty decent shape. There's a couple in here that are kind of iffy, but I'll hang on to them for now. But some of them are definitely really nice shape.
This one looked kind of interesting. I thought it looked kind of fun. It's like an alien shooter. It's MDK.
Very, very cool. Definitely a must pick up if you guys like those kind of alien space kind of games. It looks really fun. So I decided to pick that one up too, just because I hadn't heard of it before. And it looked really interesting, so that was really cool.
This one is kind of water damaged. Yeah, that's Metal Gear Solid, as you can see it. Hopefully you can see it maybe.
You might be able to see it. It's kind of water damaged on the front insert design there. It's got some like wrinkles in the front, but it is complete. But the manual's missing the front page, and it is a water damaged manual. It does have both discs. One disc, the first disc looks like it was resurfaced by a really, really crappy resurfacing machine because it left like the ring marks from that or the person that did it did not know what they were doing. They did it in like a reverse order because it left like ring marks from the resurfacing machine, and it left like not indents, but like inlaid like the stuff that cleans discs, and it's like permanent on the disc, but it doesn't affect it. It still works. Both discs work great, but definitely it will probably require an upgrade, but for now at least I finally found a black label copy of Metal Gear Solid, so that's very cool.
This one's in pretty nice shape. That's Parasite Eve.
That one was in really good shape. Don't drop those. That's probably not a good thing to do. PS1. Oops. Yep, you're dropping stuff. That's typical. It happens a lot around here. You can't keep a hold of every single game in every second of the day. It just happens. I mean, but hey, whatever. But anyways, this one had all 3 discs, and it has the 2 game discs and then the bonus CD. Very nice shape. The first disc looks like the only one that was played, and then the second disc looks brand new. Same thing with the bonus CD. Very, very nice shape otherwise. The first disc looks a little scratched up, but I mean, that's just common wear, but not too bad at all. So very, very cool.
Resident Evil 3 Nemesis.
Very, very nice condition game as well. The disc looks really rough. This is probably the roughest looking disc out of all of them. But this is not the Dino Crisis bonus disc one, which I did not have, so that's very, very cool to have the variant first edition copy of that. It did play. The scratches aren't too bad, but it definitely was the worst looking one out of this bunch. But anyways, still works great, so I'm not going to complain about it.
And the last one here is Shadow Man.
Also looked like an interesting title. I couldn't pass that one up either. We pretty much cleaned them out of the PS1 games that are Goodwill, just because most of the ones that they had there were all these good ones. The only ones we left was like NASCAR 2000 and like Madden 2001 or something. Like, the games that I just didn't really need at the time, just because I didn't. The thing is, these games were not priced when they were in this glass case. They did not have sticker prices on them. So I wasn't really wanting to buy the sports games just because I didn't know how much they were going to be. They could have been like $4.99 or some crap, something stupid like that, because Goodwill thinks every game that comes in is gold. But anyways, I got those to the counter, and they said $2.99 each, or the case onlys were $1.99 each. but it ended up being half off day, so I ended up paying $10.04 for that stack of 7, which is incredible. I know the cases only, that was good probably for just those, just because, the games are so expensive themselves that those cases are worth, money themselves. But the games that were just, all those games was incredible. Like the games that were full, $1.50 each or whatever is incredible. And $1 each for those empty cases or whatever, that's just amazing deals. So that was a very good stop at the end of the day before we were done, going out getting games. But very, very cool to find some stuff at Goodwill. I hardly go anymore just because of the pricing and stuff. Plus the garage sale stuff's just been so hot right now that it's just been, kind of like a, it's not been such a high priority to go to the thrift stores as much. Even though there still could be stuff flowing through, I've just been focusing more on, going to the garage sales because that stuff's usually cheaper. Plus there's no tax. So anyway, now that we're done with all the eBay stuff, the Goodwill stuff, now everything else we're going to show you is garage sale gold. And I mean gold, guys, because there's some really good stuff in here. So, bear with us. There's some pretty good amounts. So, anyways, first stop in the morning on Saturday, yesterday. We saw this on Craigslist. There was a listing on Craigslist for a garage sale saying that they had a GameCube console with games. And they also said they had a PS2 stack of games or whatever. I don't know. It didn't specifically, list out if it had just games or a console or whatever. Anyway, you still want to check just in case. You never know. So anyways, this was like a community sale, which is, not that far from our house. It was probably like, a couple of community like neighborhoods over. We live in like kind of like subdivision kind of style housing unit areas. So this was a kind of like a couple of neighborhoods over, I guess you could say. Maybe like a 4-minute drive from our house. And anyway, we saw that this listing said it had video games, well, more specifically GameCube and PS2. So anyways, we went and showed up at this house. It was probably like 6:30 in the morning. It was really, really early. You always got to be early and ahead of all the other guys because they just tend to hop on the stuff a lot. So you got to be ahead of the game. But anyways, we showed up to this house. They were just setting up. And we walked up to them and asked if they had any video games, like I always do. I always ask if they have video games, especially if it's not laying out. You always ask because you never know what they'll have. They said they had a GameCube, and I'll show you right now. They had a jet black Nintendo GameCube here. It was pretty filthy. I cleaned it up the best I could. It's got some scratching in the housing and stuff, and one chip down in the corner, but it's not too bad. But it's very, very clean otherwise after I wiped it down and everything. Plays games great. It's not bad at all. I mean, it's very nice shape. But anyways, there's the GameCube.